Just a sec. Not sure if my mic is plugged in. Let's see if I'm live here. The thing is spinning. There we go. Whoops, it's blinking at me. I gotta wait just a second for Facebook to catch up to my energy today because it is a new year and I'm kind of psyched about it. I feel good about it. Okay. I'm going to wait just a moment here for people to gather because I've got quite a few people signed up for this. And I'm happy to be here and answer some questions because today I'm not tapping with you. I am here to talk to you about working privately with me because you've got pain, and it can be physical pain or maybe emotional pain. And I want you to know that the two things are actually so closely related that emotional pain is the precursor to having it show up in your physical self. So you may have been thinking about it and wondering about it. And let me see who I've got here. I've got 3 of you on. Good. Gosh, this is blinking at me just a little bit. I'm confident today that Facebook is going to just stay there and be stable for me to talk to you. Oh my goodness. So what I want to talk to you first about is the client relationship when someone comes in. And I'm going to read you something that was really good that it was an exchange I had with a new client. And it's just really, really, it's good. It kind of sums it up. A new client recently asked me, "Can you fix me?" And I answered her, "No, but I can open the door and guide and support you to release the things that are keeping you in this pain." She said then, "But I think I'm broken. I really just need somebody to fix this." And I told her, "You are not broken. I don't see you that way. You're already perfect and well. You just need some help and some guidance. You are powerful. Please stop asking for others to fix you. This type of thinking renders you less powerful than I know you are." She said, "So I shouldn't ask for help? I'm confused." Yes, you absolutely should ask for help. We're all created and designed to need each other and to help and support each other. I'm just reminding you that the words you use to ask for help are important. And saying, "Can you help me?" is so much more powerful than saying, "Can you fix me?" Do you see the difference there? I want you to be your most powerful self as you move into this work. And then I got a big smile from her and she said, "Wow, I get it." Yeah. So let me go back to my live here so I can see what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I'm not finding my live here. There we go. There we go. And Happy New Year. YC10 says Happy New Year. And Happy New Year to all of you. 2022 has arrived. Now, a lot of you have been in pain for a while. And almost all of you found me because you did some of my one or more of my free videos on YouTube. And you've done some work with me and you felt better. You already know that this type of work that I do, tapping, that type of it, can help you. And then you came into my private group. So I look at that when you feel better and I understand there's so much more that you could have that you don't even know is possible. Because if you, for instance, had some knee pain and you tapped and you felt better, I want you to understand that that particular video is not going to completely fix your problem forever and ever. Now, a lot of people feel better from a few minutes worth of work. But I read a thing this morning that was in another person's group that I really liked. And what she was saying was that pain runs in families. And that's actually not technically what I see. What runs in your family is an emotional thing. You have mental and emotional patterns that you have likely inherited from your parents. And these things, it's not that someone said, well, bad backs just run in my family. My dad had it, my mom had it, such and such. But that's actually not what's happening. Oh, sorry, got noisy outside. That's actually not what's happening. You've inherited the emotional setup for that pain that comes later from your parents. And it usually, if it's lower back pain, it usually has to do with fear and attitudes and thoughts around money. It can also be a hurtful relationship, but usually what ends up there is fear, worry, hurtful stuff around money. It can be combinations of that. And that's what you've inherited. So in order to really fix this, and I'm going to use the term loosely, in order to really go in and help you, you need to be letting go of those patterns. And that's what we're doing in private work. When people come in, if I'm seeing you for back pain, we're going to go in and look at those hereditary patterns, those lineage patterns. And we're going to see where the connections are. And we're going to do a process that doesn't have anything to do with tapping. Tapping is only a tool. It's a great technique. I use it all the time. But that is only one of many, many things that I know how to do. But we're going to use a DNA release process to get that out, that pattern out of your DNA. And then we're going to go in and do the same thing for your lineage, because we can. And the reason we're going to do that is because you who have come in to do this work with me are the first person in your lineage with both the desire and the ability. It takes both those things to let go of that pattern for everybody. It's a great honor. It's a great honor for you. And it's an honor for me to do this work with people. It really is. It's wonderful. So I also want to talk to you now about time. And how much of your time you're devoting to this pain or issue that you've got going on. And most of the people who come to me have had whatever they've got going on for well over a year. Sometimes it's many, many years. Sometimes, and I'm seeing more where they've only had this thing a few months, which is interesting. It's an interesting thing that they're turning up. But usually it's at least a year or more that they've been experiencing this pain or problem. And it may be an emotional thing. And it's always emotions. You've done some work with me. You know we're going to work with the emotions that are under that physical manifestation that you have going on. But when they come in, I lost my train of thought here for a minute. Okay, there we go. They have usually spent a fair amount of money, obviously, but a huge amount of their time on this. And most of the time, people have seen doctors and had a lot of testing done, which is something that I do support. I want you to go and rule out all the big, bad, awful things that might be going on, because I'm not a doctor. And they've ruled out all those things and been told that they don't know why this is happening. There's not anything anybody can think to do. And so then they've started down a path of looking for alternative solutions. And they've maybe had chiropractic care and acupuncture and seen a naturopath, functional medicine. And those are all good things. I'm not saying anything bad about those things. They're great. But if this is you, some things may have helped a little bit and some things didn't. But you're still here watching this, because you've still got the problem. And this is an interesting trend I've seen in the last year and a half. About half of my private clients now are involved in the healing arts. Yeah, they're nurses, they're doctors, they're chiropractors, they are Reiki masters, they are energy workers and healers who are doing fabulous work out there in the world. And they're helping a lot of people. But they've all got a thing that they have not been able to let go of. They may be suffering, while they're doing this fabulous work for others, they may be having chronic migraines or terrible digestive issues, or they've got knee pain or tennis elbow, something. And they have done all this work, and it's like, why is this still happening to me? I should be better than this. So a lot of my clients are those people. A lot of those folks are here in this group. And I'm talking to you. Now, you may not be one of those. You may just simply be someone who's in pain. So I'm going to talk to you again about what's your time worth. How much of your time have you given to pain? Not just in terms of money, because you've probably spent a fair amount on that. But pain is very expensive. It saps your strength. It keeps you from being your best. It keeps you from showing up in your business the way you want to and the way you need to. And it drains energy out of your relationships with others. It keeps you from interacting the way you want with your partners, with your children, with your friends. How much is your time worth, and how much of your time are you giving to pain? Really consider that. You know, if you want to quantify it, some of y'all are working for 50 cents an hour dealing with this pain thing. And that's, yeah, to put it in that context. But you have a limited amount of your time. Your time in this physical form, in your body, in this life is finite. You are a powerful and infinite and eternal being. Absolutely, I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. You are powerful. But your time here in this physical existence, in this body, is finite. It's limited. How much more of your time are you going to spend it in pain? Now, under this pain are emotional patterns that you need to let go of. It may be anger. Anger is always the base under chronic jaw and mouth pain, TMJ. And people will say, well, you need to let go of being mad about that. You need to turn loose of that anger. Stop being angry at that person. Great. That's great advice. But those people actually never, ever tell you how to do that, do they? They just say, oh, you should do that. Well, we all know that. That's a no-brainer. We know the answer to that question. We should do it. But we can't. We can't. Because you don't have the tools to do it. You don't have the techniques to do it. And I do. I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I am not a coach. I'm not a healer. I don't bill myself that way. I'm involved in the healing arts, but I am not a healer. And I really don't like being called that, because when someone comes to me and all of that healing that they are doing is 100% being done by that person. All I'm doing is facilitating it. I am opening the door for that to happen, if that makes sense. You are the one who has the ability to help yourself. You. Absolutely. Oh gosh, let me see if I've got questions here. I don't know. If someone has questions for me, this is the place to ask, or below this thread, because I'm getting ready to do something cool for you. I have something that I have only done one other time, and I've only ever done it in this group. Because a lot of you are thinking that maybe you want to work privately with me. And there is an interview process that I require before I say yes to anybody. It's not point and click. It never will be. And I'm going to give you the direct link above this. It'll be above this. I'll post it when this video is over. When this live is over, I'll post that direct link so that you can go get on my calendar and schedule a conversation one-on-one with me. Now, this is not that we're going to do any work. This is a conversation so that I can figure out whether or not you've got something that I'm qualified to work with, and whether or not I feel like I can really help you, whether or not we're a good fit to work together. Those things are important. And in that conversation, I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions that have to do with this pain or problem. So when you click on my calendar link, there's now a form attached to that. You are not required to fill that out, but if you do, it gives me an advantage of knowing in advance where we're going to talk, what we're going to talk about, and how to approach you with the right questions. So I would encourage you to fill that out, but again, you don't have to. This is the direct link to my calendar for scheduling with me. And you can schedule about 3 weeks at a time, I think is all that's open. So again, I've only done this one other time. I did it in this group, and yeah, I won't leave this link up forever because I'm one person, there's a lot of you. Now, a lot of people have the question about what does it, and I get asked this a lot, what does it cost to work with you? What do you charge? Well, I am a pain specialist. That's what I do. And in general, when people come in, what I like them to start with, and what most people in fact need, is a 21-day course of work with me in my private program. The price for that is currently $2,600. Yeah. And you will see me 3 times. You will see me an hour each of those weeks. That is where we're going to make the big energetic shifts to let go of these old patterns for you and to get you out of this pain, past this issue that you have going on. Then you have daily work that you're going to do every single day of this program in order to create and make permanent the neural pathways so that this work sticks. That's a big part of why I'm the only EFT practitioner in the world that I'm aware of that advertises herself as a pain specialist. Physical pain is my thing. I know how to work with it. I have a completely different skill set than anybody else out there. And I have the ability to do things like DNA release, which is not tapping. I have another process that I've used for reinforcement and repair and reconstruction of joints. It is called reconstruction, that absolutely goes in and repairs the structure, a physical structure. And I don't touch you to do this. I have clients all over the world. I don't see anyone in person. It's all through Zoom. My skill set is unique. And it can be, I can direct all this energy at you. So for some of you, you're going, well, that's too much. I can't afford to do that. And maybe you can't. And I have created other ways to work with me for that. My group Breakthrough is up and running. It is a very inexpensive way that you can do some work with me. That meets 3 weeks out of the month. It's 90 minutes each time, over 4.5 hours worth of work with me. It is a group setting. It is not one-on-one work. But it's a great group. And it's out there for you. I have free videos on YouTube. You can work with those. But I am speaking to those of you who are absolutely being called to move into some deeper work. Those are the ones that I want to work with. I want to help you let go of this old stuff so you can move powerfully into the rest of your life. Pain is keeping you from doing that. The emotional stuff you're holding on to is keeping you from doing that. It just is. So does anybody have questions for me while I'm on here? If you have a question, this is a good place to ask it. I will tell you, if you have questions, please leave them as a comment either now on this live or after this live is ended. Please do not send me private Facebook messages. I don't have time to look at those. I do have some social media help, but she isn't. You're not going to get the answer you're looking for. Don't send me private messages. This group is where I am present and interactive. Ask your questions here, please. This is the place where you can ask, and most of the time you're going to get an answer. I'll do my best. I don't know the answer to every question. So, when we get into this conversation, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Lots of questions. And you're going to get really clear about the underlying things that you have going on, because that's a part of my special skill set. I'm asking these questions and creating in my mind your personal pain blueprint. And this is all the things that you've had in your life that have happened to you that have led you to this thing you have going on right now. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I'm looking at your energy as a whole thing, what you had in childhood, what you have going on in your relationships now, accidents, illnesses, all of those things count. And those are the questions I'm going to ask you. It all counts. So if this work appeals to you, get on my calendar. I'm going to provide the link. Let me check one more time, see if I've got questions in here. I don't think I do. I was thinking if there was, I did want to, yeah. I think that might be it for the new year. Oh my goodness. So if you're considering private work, let's talk. You've got some information about it. Let me flesh that out more for you in this conversation. Then you can make a clear choice about it. And like I said, just because you get on a conversation does not mean I'm going to offer to work with you. I need to see if I really feel like I can help you. I am not in the habit of taking money from people if I don't think I can help them. And sometimes I do say no. But it's not likely. That doesn't happen often. So I'm going to post the link above this. Happy New Year, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again soon.